Okay, Ami, can you please cancel the joining request that you have sent? I'm not able to accept Sahada's request. Thank you, Ami. Okay, okay.
Oh, finally.
I get so worried, and I'm not so tech savvy also that
No, no, it's absolutely all right. I've gone through this earlier. Like these kind of technical issues do happen last minute most of the time.
yeah,
That's okay.
it's okay, it's okay. So, welcome you all to second session, live session of Adoption Insights with Leena. Today we have with us Sahana Krishnamurty. Hi, Sahana.
Hi guys.
So, firstly, I will just introduce Sahana to you. She is a doting mother to two beautiful daughters, an adoptive parent with her husband, Rishu Kumar. She is an adoption advocate, a management professional, an author, and whatnot. I'm like, she's a multifaceted personality. So, Sahana, just give us an intro about yourself from your own, in your own words, and how adoption happened and how was the family support and everything? Just let us know.
You have given me, you're like literally crowned me with so many things, Leena, but I'm a very simple person, just trying to do my bit towards the society by creating awareness around adoption, and that's the reason why many call me like adoption advocate. That's what they call me. But otherwise, I am a simple person. I am very homely and I love to be with my family. And
Okay.
talking about adoption, how it happened. So there is a so teenager, I will say, when Sushmita Sen adopted Rene, her first child,
Yes,
in
correct.
2000, the year 2000, and I was supposed to give a speech in the school assembly, like the
Okay.
news. Every week you read the news and you talk about what happened, what is the breaking news, what was the main news. And those days we did not have any Google or like social media
Correct.
internet, nothing was there. So it was all on DD National. What I saw, the news was there, and I made a note of it. And when I was kind of, reading the newspaper and making my notes, somewhere I told myself, like, how inspiring it is for a woman who's as young as, in her early 20s, and she
Correct.
decides to become a mother, you know. And most of the time when growing up, I have heard that, like children usually, girl child, usually they have this motherly instinct, the
Correct.
way they play, the way they talk to their siblings, the way they are emotionally connected to their parents and all these things. And somewhere I told myself, Sana, you are going to do this someday. Someday, like I'll do this. I told myself, and I didn't know how because I had no idea, no clue about parenting or becoming a mother because I was
Correct.
like a teenager that time. But somewhere it stayed, I believe, somewhere in the subconscious mind. And when it's like the afterwards, things just went on, chal raha tha, like padhai ho gayi, then went to like started working, then shadi ho gayi, and
Hmm.
after shadi it's basically then it started like so when are you giving us the good news? Good news,
Good
I
news.
don't know, like I kind of really hate that word good news now, क्योंकि अभी good news बोलने से सब यही पूछते हैं फिर से good news. So it's like there is no other news other than the news of becoming pregnant or having a child.
Correct.
जो good
Having
news
correct.
होता है, like for the society, that's how it is. So
Correct.
then that was the time when like I connected with my husband because I never had a discussion with him before marriage about adoption, and I told him, look, these are what my feelings. I feel like adopting a child because somewhere I feel we have love in abundance, and we can share
Correct.
it with anyone
Correct.
other than
Correct.
someone who is related by my
Blood.
womb.
By blood.
Initially, he was a bit skeptical because he wasn't sure like what this woman is talking to me all of a sudden, and
Was
he
a
was a bit
shock.
taken aback. He's like, क्यों? क्या हो गया? ऐसा क्या हो गया? And I'm like, कुछ नहीं हुआ, ये बहुत पहले हुआ था, and now I am like kind of trying to tell you. And then by then we were also trying like to conceive and to have our biological child, but we were not very focused on only biological child.
Only
And
by
then
blood.
we sat down. It was multiple sessions that we sat down together, went out for a coffee date, then
Correct.
dinner date, drink date, and every date, and we spoke about adoption.
Every
And
date was
finally,
about adoption.
exactly, it was.
Convincing about convincing date.
Yeah, because see, I was, very much sure for this, but he wasn't sure. No, I won't blame him for it because
Correct.
each one of us are brought up in different households. सबका
Correct.
अपना
Correct.
अलग
Everyone
अपब्रिंगिंग
has
होता
a
है,
different
इन्वायरमेंट अलग
thought
होता है,
process.
थॉट
Correct.
प्रोसेस अलग होता है. So then we both decided, okay, let's do one thing. Let's start researching about it. How can we do
हाँ.
it? Let's start, thinking about it. So वहां से जो है द जर्नी बिगैन लाइक हाउ वी वेंट अहेड. एंड हम दोनों के डिसाइड करने से तो कुछ नहीं होगा ना. लाइक वी हैव
No.
टू टेल आवर फैमिली, वी नीड टू
Family.
सी हाउ whether they are on board or not. क्योंकि अगर
Correct.
बच्चा आएगा, बच्चे का अगर फैमिली ही नहीं होगा अदर देन पेरेंट्स, then
Correct.
there is no meaning to it. Then
Correct.
the child's life
Correct.
becomes meaningless there. You're not giving a
Correct.
family,
Correct.
you're only giving a mother and a father,
Absolutely.
and that cannot be a
Absolutely.
family.
Correct.
So then first thing we did was luckily हम लोग उस टाइम पे दिल्ली में थे, where and we were
Okay.
staying quite close to Kara office that way. Like it was
Oh.
hardly 5-6 kilometers away from our
Okay.
residence.
Okay.
So when we researched, we understood, okay, there is something called as Kara, which is a centralized, institution where we need to
Correct.
register. And then there was some option, book a counseling. So immediately what I did was I booked a counseling, and we
Huh.
both went. We spent
Okay.
about
So
two and
this
a half to three
book
hours.
a counseling was where was that
It
option
was
on
on
the
the
Kara
Kara
website?
website. Yes, it
Oh.
was on the Kara
Okay.
website. And
Okay.
we took our chance. We said, let's book and see क्या होता है.
Correct.
Because most of the
Correct.
government websites, we don't know. या तो वो
Correct.
404 error आता है, या
हाँ.
फिर वो चक्री घूमते
आगे
रहती
नहीं
है. So we
जाता
just thought,
घूमते
let's
रहता है
see.
keep loading. Correct.
Exactly, it keep loading, and we were not sure होगा नहीं होगा. We just tried, and luckily we got a mail saying that okay, this day, this time you can come and meet our counselors at the Kara office. So
Okay.
we went and we sat there for 2.5 to 3 hours just to understand what
Okay.
it means to adopt. And
Oh.
one good thing,
So great that they are
conviction
taking
is
so much efforts.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. And parents must take that effort, I feel, to go and meet someone, you know,
Correct.
because what we are thinking and what it actually is may have a huge difference, a huge
Different.
gap, and you need to fill that gap.
Correct.
Having conviction is one thing. Okay, I want
Correct.
to do this. Conviction is one thing, but you should know how to do
How
it, where to do it,
to do it.
how it's going to
What are the
be, what are
difficulties
the
that you can face?
exactly,
Correct.
exactly.
Because it's a
So we cleared
lifetime.
all.
It's a
Yeah, yeah, it's a
lifetime
commitment for the
decision.
lifetime, right? You are going to
Correct.
become a parent, and parenting is like till
Correct.
you handled your child until they become adults. And even
Correct.
India में तो even after
Even
becoming
after
adults we run to our parents. मम्मी पापा दिसो ये हो
correct,
गया, ऐसे
correct,
हो गया, वैसे हो गया,
correct.
अभी क्या करें. So we that kind of thing is there. So this is not something you're this is not an asset that you are buying, but you are actually bringing home a piece of your heart for the rest of your
Correct.
life, as you
Correct.
know. So that was one good thing. I really appreciate Kara for having that book a counseling thing over there, and
Correct.
that actually gave us the
Correct.
vision. Okay, अच्छा हम यहाँ पे registration करेंगे. Process was very simple. Like
Correct.
yeah, I'm sure you also have adopted. Process
Yes.
is simple.
Yes.
Registration, then upload document, then you will have a home study, and then you have to wait, and then you get a referral, and then the post referral things happen.
Correct.
लेकिन इमोशनली आप कितने तैयार हैं, आपका आप रेडी हैं कि नहीं है, दैट यू
वो
गेट टू
सबसे
नो व्हेन यू मीट
इम्पोर्टेंट
ए
होता है।
काउंसलर.
बराबर।
Yes. So after that, then we spoke to our family, and I was मुझे थोड़ा सा डर लगता है कुछ भी नया करने के पहले, थोड़ा सा वो ये है क्या बोलते हैं, हिकअप है.
हाँ
तो I told
हाँ
my husband, you talk. You, I just pushed him and you talk. He was like, it's your idea. Everything is yours, and then you're pushing me. I'm like, no, I want to see whether you have understood or not. So it was quite funny, and then he initiated, and then we both kind of spoke to both the set of parents, and they were on board. They understood what we were trying to tell them,
अच्छा।
and then थोड़ा सा लगा उनको कि अचानक से उनके सामने भी बात रखी गई थी, तो थोड़ा उनको भी लगा कि why they are doing this. They thought कि अच्छा we are struggling to have a biological child, that's why we are going ahead and हाँ, but
बट
वो
इट वाज
रीजन नहीं था.
एक्चुअल में तो ये रीजन था कि यू वर ऑलरेडी मतलब पहले से ही ये
यस
करना था
यस
अडॉप्ट
यस यस, ये मैंने
एटलीस्ट
किसी को बताया भी
वन
नहीं था,
चाइल्ड।
मतलब एग्जैक्ट वन
करेक्ट
चाइल्ड वाज डेफिनेटली आई न्यू.
अडॉप्ट।
एंड मुझे
करेक्ट।
लग रहा था कि हम अडॉप्शन करते हैं, बायोलॉजिकल
हाँ
होगा होगा, नहीं होगा नहीं होगा, हम
होगा।
दूसरा अडॉप्ट कर लेंगे,
करेक्ट
कोई
करेक्ट
प्रॉब्लम नहीं
करेक्ट
है.
करेक्ट।
आई ऑलवेज हैड
बराबर
दिस ड्रीम ऑफ हैविंग टू चिल्ड्रन, लाइक यू नो, हम दो
बराबर।
हमारे दो वाला
हम तो
मेरा
हमारे दो।
था.
एंड you are blessed. You could
Yes,
fulfill your dream.
yes, yes. I'll tell you, you know, like how, my second child came. That also I'll tell
So
you.
tell us
Once
about your
Adya,
second bio child as well. Like how was the experience after that? The sibling bond and all.
uh, you know, after Adya turned 2 years old, no, I told him, like, see, now the waiting period is, I'm talking about 2018,
So yours
18
was
actually,
before
right?
the waiting period. I think yours was 2016, right? You applied in
Correct, correct. The
2016.
waiting period
So
was still not that
तभी
much,
waiting period I think 1 year का होगा, right?
1 year, 1 डेढ़ साल का था. एंड वी वर स्टिल इन आवर वेटिंग, एंड उस टाइम पे आईपी जो इमीडिएट प्लेसमेंट लिस्ट था, वो हम ऐसे ही देखते थे कभी कभी.
Okay.
And
Okay.
one fine day, I was at home. I was looking at the IP list, and I find this little girl who has a dimple on her cheek, not on the okay, above cheeks rather. Sorry, not on her cheeks, above cheeks.
Not all the
I'm
cheeks
like, यहाँ पे
also.
किसका dimple होता है? I've never seen, you know. Then I kind of got very fascinated, and I dialed my husband and like, तुम बिजी नहीं हो तो एक बात बोलूं. Then he is like, मैं भी वही बोलने
एक
जा
और
रहा हूँ जो
बात।
तुम बोलोगी.
एक और
it was
बात।
it was it was very very unusual that he was checking the Kara website during
अच्छा, he
working
was
hours,
also
because
checking. Oh,
yes,
that's
okay, that was kind of a sign for us, like you know, God sent
correct.
a signal that yes, she is the one, sort
Correct.
of a thing, because somewhere
Correct.
we
Okay, so
felt
he
that, you
had
know, we
also
had
seen that same profile.
exactly same profile. He
Ah,
was looking at the same profile. I was looking at the same profile,
oh,
and he's like, I am clicking on the reserve button, and I was
अच्छा।
overjoyed. You know, like we were not prepared. You know, like we thought हमें हमारा time है, अभी रेफरल आने में time है, अभी और चार
Correct.
पांच महीने हैं, तो we were not that. हमने घर में कुछ तैयारी नहीं की थी, ना किसी को बुलाया था. You know, usually when
हाँ,
you are nearing, you call either your parents or you make your support system ready. हमने
correct,
कुछ किया नहीं
correct,
था कि हमारे पास तो अभी बहुत टाइम है, अभी 5-6 महीने बचे हैं, तो इतनी पहले करके क्या करेंगे. सो वी हैड
correct.
नॉट डन एनीथिंग. इट ऑल केम सडनली, एंड इट वाज जस्ट मैजिक. देन एवरीथिंग जस्ट चेंज्ड फॉर गुड.
Correct, exactly. That it's like that, you know. For us also, it was 3 years waiting period. But once the baby came home, all that waiting ka tension, depression, overthink, everything was gone.
करेक्ट करेक्ट.
So it's like
वो इट
everything
वाज
is
लाइक
worth it. Everything is, the waiting is worth it.
एब्सोल्युटली एब्सोल्युटली इट इज
So you have a YouTube channel. And I've
राइट.
gone through it. What an amazing channel it is. The amount of work you have done, the kind of videos you have shared. It's really like plausible. And I got inspired so much from that channel and those interviews. Hats off to you. So more
Thank
than over
you so
43.
much. And I must appreciate that you are doing a lot more, like very regularly, Leena, because
I,
I'm watching, you're
I'm
putting
just
the quotes
trying.
and you're putting up, reels on lot of, informative content. I really appreciate you for that as well.
I'm just trying my bit. I was not this open before, but then my husband also supported a lot, and he was like, go out and open, just spread about adoption. Let
It's
people know
very,
that
very
there's one more
essential.
way to have a child. It's not only surrogacy or, IVF, IUS. There's also something called adoption, and there are so many children waiting out there. So my husband was like, go out and do whatever, how much ever you want to spread the information. I'm with you. So it's like, the
Absolutely,
support you have at home is very important for all these things.
correct. For anything you want to do, like your spousal support, your family support is definitely important. That's all the
Yes,
more reason why, this YouTube channel,
correct,
like came into picture.
correct,
Because that was during the COVID time, 2020, it was a lockdown. We were all
correct.
at home, and then one fine day, one of my close friends actually, she called and she said, "Sana, हम लोग adopt करना का सोच रहे हैं, तो तुम थोड़ा हमें गाइड करो." तो
Correct,
that time I was guiding people unofficially, not through any
correct.
specific counseling or anything. I used to tell
Yes,
them process के बारे में, ऐसे होता है
correct,
वैसे होता है, ये फीस होती है, is these other thing. And then she comes up with certain criteria. उससे ना मुझे इतना ज्यादा अंदर से, आई फेल्ट वेरी हेल्पलेस. शी वाज लाइक,
correct.
हमें हमारी पसंद का बच्चा मिल सकता है क्या,
Oh,
दिस इज द एग्जैक्ट
oh.
सेंटेंस, शी सेड. एंड आई वाज लाइक,
Because
व्हाट
everyone
डू यू मीन बाय
is
पसंद का
influenced by
बच्चा?
everyone is influenced by the Bollywood style of adoption.
Yes, yes, yes. And that's why, like that when she said कि ऐसे होना चाहिए, वैसा होना चाहिए, कॉम्प्लेक्शन का बताइए, बताए. Then I said,
Okay.
look,
ऐसे
ऐसे
नहीं
नहीं होता है. This is not how it works. You get a
correct,
referral and you need to accept it, right?
correct, correct,
Because that's how your destiny is.
correct.
आप अगर कंसीव करते हैं, आपको बच्चा होता है, आप उस बच्चे
Exactly,
को एक्सेप्ट करते हैं irrespective of how
exactly.
that child looks or how
Correct,
that child is, what the health condition is, right?
correct,
So
correct.
then I said, look, this is what it is. If you're interested, please go ahead. Otherwise, I don't think I'll be able to do much about, your expectations. And this incident when I shared with my husband, he said, अवेयरनेस नहीं है राना, अवेयरनेस
नहीं है
क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा. तो
correct,
हम, मैंने कहा क्या कर सकते हैं, हम क्या अवेयरनेस क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. देन ही सेड, व्हाई इज द सोशल मीडिया फॉर? यू
correct.
स्टार्ट योर चैनल, राइट?
Hmm.
बिफोर दिस मॉम स्टोरी बाय साना, आई हैड वन, आई जस्ट टाइम पास के लिए स्टार्ट किया था. आई यूज्ड टू राइट पोएम्स एंड ऑल दैट टाइम. तो मैंने कहा कि ठीक
Okay.
है, मैं एक पोएम का चैनल क्रिएट करती हूँ. And I had this one stupid YouTube channel called Ek Pyali Chai, and I used to recite my poems and others' poems on that. And then said, तुम उसके बजाय इसके बारे में तुम बात करो. Talk about adoption. Talk about, okay.
Correct.
So that was when, I started bit by bit. Then I said I can't do all this alone because I had an infant in my arms and I
Correct.
had a toddler.
Correct.
So I
Huh.
can't be doing it all alone unless you help me. So then he said, okay, let's do it together. So we used to sit together at night.
Oh,
थोड़ा
so
सा
he also used
content
to
वो.
join you.
Yes, yes. If you see my videos from 2020 and 21, we both are there in most of the videos. Like we both are talking
Okay,
about
okay.
adoption. Okay. And that's
Nice,
how,
nice.
this channel started, and slowly and gradually, uh, things started growing up. People started reaching out. That is when I realized, okay, people are looking for content. People are
Correct,
looking for
correct,
support. They are
correct,
looking for help. But there is nothing
correct,
much on the web, right?
correct,
तो
correct.
स्टार्ट किया, प्रोसेस से स्टार्ट किया. सबसे पहले लाइक प्रोसेस
Huh.
में क्या क्या होता है, क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्स लगते हैं, होम स्टडी में क्या पूछते हैं, कैसे होता है. इफ यू, देन दोज थिंग्स केम अप. देन आई सेड,
Correct.
ये तो सिर्फ मैं ज्ञान दे रही हूँ, मेरे ज्ञान देने से क्या होगा. आई नीड सम मोर पीपल टू टॉक अबाउट इट.
Expert.
एंड दैट इज व्हेन आई
Right.
स्टार्टेड इंटरव्यूइंग अदर अडॉप्टिव पेरेंट्स. दे
Correct,
केम, they shared their
correct.
stories, and that's how we connected so well. फिर मैंने कहा कि adoptive parents ही बोलेंगे तो कैसे चलेगा? We need to
Correct.
have some
Expert.
adoptees as well, you know. Like so, then I
Adoptees.
have adoptees talking on my channel. They are
Okay.
telling their
Great,
experiences.
great,
Then
great.
single parenting, then
Correct,
mixed households. Then there
correct.
are experts who are talking about it, like well, how about homeschooling is good or not, or what should you expect from an older child if you are adopting an older child. So
The
like this,
trauma.
slowly and gradually, like this started growing, and that's how like Mom Story by Sahana YouTube has grown so far,
And it
and
has now
I
more than 43,000 subscribers.
yeah.
To be specific. And we have one
So
comment from Bhagya. She's written, she's written, Sahana, you have touched so many lives. You have no idea with your work and videos. And I swear, Sahana.
my God, thank you,
And it's
Bhagyam. Thank
such
you
a
so much for
pleasure to
saying this.
have
This means
you
a
as
lot.
on the live with me. I'm also very new to this. I'm very new to doing all these things, and you were the first one to support me, and I could, get those positive vibes from you. That she's someone who wants to grow with people. She wants others to grow with her, and
Absolutely. You need
doing
your
this.
village. You need your village, you
Correct,
need your
correct.
word.
You
See,
can't
one
do
person
things
cannot create
alone.
an
Yes,
awareness.
yes,
If there are
correct.
four
That's
other people who
very
want to do
true.
it, please do it. That's why I told you, Leena, you are doing a
Very
good job because sometimes what happens, only one person is doing, we are not competing here. We are
correct,
not here to compete. We are
correct.
here to spread
So I
awareness about
also had
something
a
which people don't know.
I also had a friend Nartana. You must all be knowing about her.
Yes, of course, I
Nartana.
know her. Yes.
She has also supported me a lot with this channel in the earlier phases, like when I started with it. Right now, she's busy with her child, both the children. So she's not able to give her time. But yes, Nartana was also very helpful, and I'm really indebted to her that she gave me a push, when this channel started, with this page
Right,
started.
right. Yes.
So it
And in fact,
takes
I'll tell you what, one good thing I found when I started connecting with people is each one of us who want to create awareness, we are here to support each other. And
correct,
that's how,
correct.
me with Digangana and Kirtana, we formed our support group called Pragna. That's how,
Yes,
we met
yes,
through same, this adoption interviews, we connected, we had same thoughts, same vision.
correct,
So we said,
correct.
okay, why not do it together? So then
Together,
that's how
correct, correct.
Pragna was born, and we co-founded Pragna in the year 2022. I'm sure if Digangana or
So
Kirtana they are
Pragna is
watching,
on
they will agree.
Instagram. Pragna is on
Yes,
Instagram.
Pragna is there on Instagram. So we
Okay,
have created, we did lot of live interviews through Pragna channel, and we have also
okay,
done closed group sessions through Pragna channel, offline
okay.
sessions as well. But for the last 6 months, we have not been much active, like on the social media as such. But we are
Okay.
doing things, like kind of behind the scene, I
Perfect.
would say, like kind of the counseling sessions or one-on-one sessions that
Can you
how
just
much ever
type
we can take.
the account name in the comment? Someone is asking. People go join Pragna. Go follow Pragna. I will also share the account on my story, so you all can follow
You
it.
can search for Pragna for adoption, so you will be able to see.
So I will also share this page on my story, so you all can follow it.
Sure, they can, but so on social media we are not much active since a couple of months because all three of us are busy, and we have more people who have joined with us. But not that we are very active because all of us are like working professionals with a
Correct.
family with so many other things doing. So this is called Pragna for Adoption. They can join that, and we conduct lot of counseling sessions and offline sessions as well. We
Okay.
have done more than
So they
five or
can
six.
connect you in case they want any
Yes,
sessions to be
yes,
conducted.
yes, absolutely. They can.
So now that you've told us what all videos you have done and all that, I would like to know, is adoption still a taboo in India? What do you think when you speak openly about your adoption story, or you openly tell people that you have an adopted child and a bio child? How is the reaction? Is there a difference made between the two, or what do you think about that?
I don't need to say that I have an adopted child and a bio child. I just said I always say I have two daughters, And many people know that I am an adoption advocate. I talk about adoption everywhere I go. If they ask me, and they know I have a channel, I have a page regarding all these things. And I have found people, like in school, where I went to my daughter's school, and somebody was like, I think I know you. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm not sure how you know me. Like, I saw you in Humans of Bombay video, I think. I'm like, yeah, you might have seen. And then, then that's how, people recognize now, they connect. But that's not what I want. I
correct,
really want people to recognize adoption in a positive manner. That is what is more
correct,
important.
correct,
If somebody is recognizing me, okay, fine, good. I'm happy you're recognizing me. But if you're able to recognize why there is a need for adoption
correct,
awareness, and if you are supporting that, and that is when I'll be more happy and very delighted that there is,
correct,
that change what we all are looking at together, that
correct,
can be seen. So I always
correct,
tell during my sessions when I get invited to, maybe schools or anywhere else, on like even on like social media live sessions.
right,
One thing I tell everyone, like, if your child comes and tells you that my friend is adopted, okay, so the reaction you give to your child, okay, the answer you give to your child matters a lot, and that is where the change will start, right?
correct, correct,
So you come and say, okay, my friend is adopted. You say, oh, adopted. So कहाँ से आया है?
correct,
तुम्हें कैसे
correct,
पता है?
correct,
Your
correct. So the
the
reaction,
wrinkles you get on your forehead, that will tell.
correct,
And say,
correct,
अच्छा adopted है, तुम्हें कैसे पता? उसने
correct,
बताया तुम्हें? क्या बताया उसने? What did you understand?
correct.
You want to know
Children
more? Do
learn
you
from
want to
the
talk about
expression.
it? Yes,
Correct, correct,
it's all your
correct.
body language.
It's all
Okay,
about
and even
emotion.
for adoptive parents, it's very, very important to be confident about it. You have not done
About
any
it, yes.
wrong, anything wrong.
Anything.
चोरी थोड़ी की है.
Completely
चोरी किया है तो डर के
agree.
मारे पीछे बैठो. चोरी नहीं
Correct,
किया, कुछ
correct.
नहीं किया है.
That's
तुमने अपना
so true.
फैमिली आगे बढ़ाने के लिए ये किया है, तो देर इज नथिंग टू फील शाई अबाउट इट. एंड आई
Correct,
टेल यू व्हाट, टैबू धीरे धीरे जाएगा. इट विल नॉट गो इन ए डे और टू. It will, for
correct,
our
correct.
children, our
So
children's
true, so
children's
true.
generation, it will change. You
It
will
will
see
change
a
completely.
exponential change over there, but not now, because now
Correct,
Sahana is working, Leena is working, there is Nartana is
correct,
working,
correct,
Digangana is
correct,
working, Radha ma'am is working.
correct,
There are hundreds and thousands of people who are working towards it to create this awareness
create
around.
an awareness. Correct, correct, correct.
Okay,
That's so
so
true.
when
That's
people
so true.
are here to create awareness, things will change. टैबू तो रहेगा, इतना जल्दी तो नहीं जाएगा. आई एम श्योर अभी भी लव मैरिज को लेके इतना अभी भी टैबू होगा.
अभी भी
ऑल्दो
है.
लाइक
Correct,
even 15-20 years back जितना था उतना नहीं है अभी, but
correct,
still
correct.
there will be people who will have this kind
But
of
I think when it comes to adoption, also it has improved than before. Now there is
absolute.
acceptance. The in-laws are supportive. The major thing is that the families are supporting now.
Correct,
So
correct.
I think there is improvement, and in the future there will be exponential improvement in adoption. Adoption will
Definitely it
become
will be.
one way of becoming parents in future. I
Right.
think other than the natural ways that are there. So I think adoption has improved and it will improve more thanks to people like you. So I think
Thanks to
it's
people like
on
you as
the
well. You are also doing a lot of work. If you are not going to do these live sessions, then it's not going to improve. Please keep doing it.
so next thing is what do you think, like who are eligible to adopt a child? Like what is your take on it? Is it the financial condition or the emotional what is important when it comes to adoption?
For me, it's like a 3-point rule, which I always tell during my discussions with prospective parents. You have to be strong in three ways. One is physically strong,
Correct.
okay, because by the time you have decided you want to adopt, you have crossed your 35,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
and by the time you will get your child, you will be nearing
Child will
40,
be
okay.
40.
Then you need
So
a
true.
lot of energy and strength to run around the child, okay,
Correct.
if you are
Correct.
adopting anywhere between 0 to 4. right? Because they
correct,
are still eligible for that. Secondly, keep your finances right. You need
correct.
lot of money when you talk about the education. It's like
Right, right.
it's the cost of
It's becoming
education
a
is
business.
increasing beyond inflation. I'm telling you, like it's,
Yes,
and
yes.
we all
That's
parents
so true.
know
That's so true.
who ओके इफ बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में हम भेजेंगे नहीं, हम भेजते नहीं है, हमारे बहुत
Correct,
सारे उससे प्रिज्यूम नोशंस हैं, वहां पे हम
correct,
भेजते नहीं है. प्राइवेट स्कूल में
correct,
भेजना है, अच्छे स्कूल में भेजना है, तो देन यू नो यू नीड टू हैव योर फाइनेंसेस स्ट्रांग, देन देयर विल बी लॉट ऑफ मेडिकल एक्सपेंसेस फॉर द चिल्ड्रन,
correct,
राइट?
correct, correct,
हमारे उसके लिए तो हमारे रिटायरमेंट तक हमें फाइनेंस अपना रेडी रखना है, क्योंकि
correct,
फ्यूचर एजुकेशन इज डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू बी एक्सपेंसिव. ओके,
correct,
so one is physically strong, second is financially strong, the third is
correct,
emotionally strong, and this
correct.
third point is much more
Yes,
important compared to the first two. Are you
correct.
in a mental space to accept things the way it's going to come to you? Why are
Correct,
you
correct.
doing the adoption? Is it just because you want to fill that gap, क्योंकि लोग पूछते हैं कि बच्चा कब करोगे, आप आपका
Abuse
अभी तक बच्चा
कब आ
नहीं
रहा
है.
है?
Hmm?
Correct,
So you want to fulfill the wishes of society, or are you fulfilling your wish? Do you have
correct,
conviction
correct,
about it? That is one
correct,
thing, the emotional preparation. क्योंकि अगर इच्छा ही नहीं है तो आप कुछ भी करेंगे, you will never be successful in that.
that
So that is
so
something I always tell. Think why. That once you are able to answer that why, and if that why is the long term thing, then yes, go ahead. Otherwise, wait. ठीक है.
great.
दूसरा है,
So yeah,
बच्चे जब आएंगे, बच्चे ऐसा नहीं है कि दे आर नॉट रोबोट्स that you will program them and they will listen to you. They will throw
correct,
tantrum, they will jump on your sofas, they will scream, they will talk back. Okay,
correct,
and once they start growing up, toddler tantrum अलग होगा, child का tantrum अलग होगा, pre-teens में अलग होगा, teens में अलग होगा.
correct,
So everywhere, the child is growing up, like you have to parent. Are you ready to do that? And don't attach the tag of adoption to all these behavior things. It's
correct,
normal.
correct.
It's
That's very
absolutely
important.
normal.
Very
Okay.
important.
And in case if there is any issue, God forbid, but if there is an issue, कुछ special needs का issue आ जाता है, कुछ behavioral
Correct,
issue आ जाता है, are you emotionally ready to tackle those things? Are you ready
correct,
to go to a counselor? Are you ready
correct.
to go to a therapist? That is very important. और या फिर ये सोच के कि अरे लोग क्या कहेंगे, कि तो अडॉप्शन किया फिर बच्चा ऐसा निकला,
अब भी
क्योंकि
ऐसे हुआ.
अडॉप्शन किया
Yes,
इसीलिए बच्चा
correct,
ऐसा निकला. तो
correct,
you have to set aside the society completely, and you have to be
correct.
confident and strong enough, if you want to go ahead. So यहाँ पे emotional preparation is very important. If you're emotionally strong, prepared for all these things, then go ahead. Otherwise, eligibility criteria जो age के हिसाब से है, that is given by CARA. But if you
Correct.
ask anyone, any adoptive parent around you, okay, they will tell you this. You have to be mentally prepared, well prepared, not just, क्योंकि जब इमोशनल प्रिपेयरनेस नहीं रहती है उसी टाइम पे डिसरप्शंस होते हैं, डिसोल्यूशंस भी होते हैं एडॉप्शन में, एंड दैट्स वेरी पेनफुल फॉर बोथ द
Painful
चाइल्ड
for the
एंड द
child.
पेरेंट.
Painful, more
Definitely
painful for the
more for
child.
the child. Absolutely.
So now that we know, like when I adopted my child, it was in 2018 I registered and my baby came home in 2021. So there was a 3 years of waiting period. So now I think it has increased to 3.5 to 4 years, I guess, right? So what
True,
do you
true.
think about this waiting period? Like how to tackle it, how to be positive during this period, and your views on this waiting period?
See, one way I feel the waiting period बढ़ गया is actually good, because it's giving the parents enough time to like rethink on their decisions,
Correct.
and work on that,
100
right?
to be
Because most of the
100% sure.
decisions, yes, make 100% sure, because most of the decisions on adoption sometimes comes from a failure. Okay. uh,
Correct. Correct.
if maybe they would have had a miscarriage, or their fertility treatments aren't working, okay, or maybe any other issues, loss of the child, it could be anything. I'm not saying all
Correct.
the cases that comes that way, but some of them are like this. So this waiting period kind of gives you time to rethink and analyze your decision. Are you ready? Is everything okay? Am I okay? Because first we need to work on our traumas, our issues, our mental situation, okay, our emotional stability.
Correct.
So
Correct.
once we have worked on that, it will be easy for us to, bring home a child and
Bring home a
pour
child.
that love out. Okay,
Correct.
so that is
Correct.
one thing why I feel the waiting period, it's good that it is there.
Correct.
How to deal with it? Like once you are okay, everything is sorted. 3.5 years is too long, So that is when certain things you can look at. One is you will definitely need lot of off leave once the child comes home, irrespective of what the age of the child
Correct.
is.
Correct.
So talk to
Correct.
your employer about it, like how many days
Correct.
leave I can get. Do I have an
Correct.
option to go for a hybrid model of working? Okay, so if your employer is not that adoption friendly, you have plenty of time to change your employer accordingly. That is
Yes,
one
yes.
thing.
That
So
is also very,
that's
this is
there.
something we have never thought. Even I have never thought about this. So this is a very good
Okay,
point. Yeah.
right? So that is one. The second thing that I think during the waiting period is uh, you can strengthen your finances and your physical stamina. Go for
Correct.
workouts because
Correct.
all of us in the staying in cities and towns, we all carry those lifestyle diseases, most of us,
Correct.
and we need
Correct.
to be
Correct.
strong enough. We need that strength. So start
Correct.
working out. Go for whatever you like. It can be gym, it can be walking, swimming, whatever, like work on your health. Take
Correct.
medicines regularly. Go. Those are the things that you can do during the waiting period. Like fix those things. Okay, that is
Correct.
the
Correct.
second thing. The third thing I will say is pursue some hobby. You can pursue
Yes.
some hobbies. People who are not working, okay, somebody who's
Correct.
not working, they feel like, what will I do sitting at home? I during those waiting period where I had stopped working, rather I will say. We were in Delhi. From Delhi we moved to Kolkata, and while moving to
Okay.
Kolkata I kind of quit my job. I said now I'll get my child, so I'll be very happy. But I didn't even think twice that there is going to be a waiting period. एक साल का भी छोड़ो, एक साल में मैं क्या
Correct.
करूंगी घर
Correct.
में बैठ के?
Correct.
Like what am I going to
Correct.
do in that 1 year? And after about 5 6 months I was like, this waiting period is killing me. Imagine just
Correct.
if 5 6 months can be like, I was so restless. I was like, क्या करूँ घर में बैठ के? Then it just clicked me hard. Oh, why not pursue some hobby? Why not do something I like? And that's when I joined creative writing course and I made new friends. I started writing. I was writing my blog. Now I started writing more seriously. Okay, now I have more content to write.
Correct.
So you need to think about it, like what you like. You can learn some music if they like. You learn some dance. If they love dancing, dancing से तो दोनों चीज हो जाएगा. Health भी बन जाएगी,
Correct.
and then
Correct.
your,
Correct.
and these are
Correct.
all different ways to release your stress and those emotional blockages that is there. Most of the
Correct.
thing when you pursue a hobby which you like, that is another thing that they can do. So these are the three things I think will keep you says that she had joined Kathak. Wow,
Bhagya,
that's so
Bhagya is same. Yes.
wonderful,
Yes.
right? So you need to think about it. Like just sitting and sulking and about the waiting period will not help anyone, because we know the process is like that. No
It's
one
going
can
to
help that.
deteriorate your health only. Thinking,
Absolutely.
overthinking, anxiety, stress.
And
Yes.
if you I feel if you are very much scared or concerned that to go out and party with your friends or with your family, with your relative, don't do that. Something which
Correct.
you don't like, don't do that, but do
Don't
something
do.
what you like, because that's very very important, right?
Correct. Exactly.
So the way to utilize this waiting period in a more positive way. So that's something I would always say. Like the three things which I said: financial stability, emotional stability, and the physical stability. These things, these 3 years or 3.5 years, whatever you're getting, work on that.
Work on it. So true. So true. And the job part was like best. At this point, I had never thought about. I think
This
it is going to
this
definitely
even
help
somebody
you.
told me, one of the interviews, I am not able to recollect who was that person who actually did this? That person had to change the job actually because her employer was not giving. I'm not able to
Supporting.
recollect. I'm really sorry. Uh, if you are listening, so please raise your hand or say that yes, I told this. But I can't remember recollect exactly who told this in one
Somdatta,
of the interviews.
Somdatta
Yeah,
said,
Somadatta said yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Somadatta,
our
for
very own
sharing this. Thank
Somdatta.
you. I should thank Somadatta for that. She changed it. Then that was like something. See, I always used to tell that yeah, you can talk to your employer, convince them. In fact, in one of my previous interviews in Ajinkya and Robin's interview also, they said Robin had a very good rapport with his employer. So
Yeah.
he was able to get through that paternity leave and all. But Ajinkya didn't had. So Ajinkya had actually changed to a hybrid mode, or he joined some other organizations long back. So that was there in
Okay.
my mind. But recently, Somadatta was the one who, kind of said that she had
Pointed
to
it out.
change her
Correct.
employer because her employer
Correct.
was previous employer was not very adoption friendly.
Okay. So we'll come to your book, Beyond Warm. What is what is the message that it's giving out, and how it has made a difference in the adoption journey?
Well, I won't say I'm a best-selling author or as such, but yes, uh, but I will definitely tell how different is the book. When I wanted to actually tell people about the process and everything, I thought, what will they read in the process? Very boring, no? Like what you are in
Correct.
same document I'm telling तुम्हारा
Seeing,
आधार कार्ड बना लो
seeing
तुम्हारा
again
मैरिज
and
सर्टिफिकेट
again.
बना लो क्या मतलब what's the point of publishing anything of that content because that is already there on the Kara site.
There on the net.
So
Yeah.
then I used to read a lot of historical books. Especially I love reading history that way, especially the mythological part. And Krishna is my
Correct.
favorite god, and I read a lot about these things. And I used to read when before Radha came. I used to read a lot, but now after she came, I have kind of really lost touch with
No
reading
time.
as such. So from that book, from that all this reading, I thought, why not combine the present to the past? Okay,
Oh,
so I chose. Then there was two conflicts which was going on in my mind. Should I just go ahead and talk about a couple who wants to adopt, or should I also talk about an adoptee? Okay,
yeah.
so then I chose the other one, the adoptee part. There's an adoptee. He is the protagonist, and this adoptee is no one but
Oh,
Karna from Mahabharata.
okay.
Okay, in today's era, he is
Today's
looking
era.
for a closure, and the entire
Okay.
novella, he is trying to find the closure. Why was he abandoned? Why was he given up?
Okay.
And then his
Okay.
journey of how he changed from a very happy child to a very depressed one because people were bullying him. They
Correct.
were talking, like, and that is what happens in Mahabharata, I think. Like, like Karan was
Correct.
bullied a lot,
Correct.
right? All
Correct.
his people who were bullying him, right? But he didn't know they are his people. So
Correct.
that's how
Correct.
he's the protagonist and he's looking for closure. And on the other hand, there is Sia who gets lost, and she is being found by Janak and Sunaina. Like now it comes to the Ramayana part where Sita is
Correct.
like she's a very small child. Like how she is being found and how Janak and Sunaina kind of face the taboo part of adoption, how they get mocked down by why you want to do this, and how what's the kind of medical treatment they have to go through, and
Correct.
why they felt this is not working out, and how they found conviction. So these were the things which I put in. Along with this, the process comes in between, like what you
Okay.
do in the
Okay.
process,
So
and
very
how
well.
like Karan's mother supports him a lot, like in searching for his roots,
Correct.
when that is when like why disclosure is important, why didn't they tell him before? So that is like why you never told about this from the beginning. Only when he
Correct.
is about in his preteens he finds out that
Please.
he is adopted. Till
Correct.
then he don't know anything about it. right?
So,
So this is how, like the book goes, and finally, yeah, Karan does get a closure in the end.
correct.
And those who want to know how he gets the closure, they have to pick up the book
So such a
from Amazon.
beautiful plot you have worked on. I literally had goosebumps when the closure part and the fact that, they explained him why, like how much it is important to tell your children at a young age about
It's
adoption.
very,
That,
very important.
I have to
That's
read
something it
this
stayed
book
with
and,
me for from the very beginning, because this
correct,
was something for me and my husband. We have a policy, we have kind of a pact, right? We are not going to lie
correct,
for whatever it is, good, bad, ugly, worse, exciting, anything
correct.
it is. We are not going to lie to
Not going
anyone.
to lie.
So that is
Correct,
something
correct,
which we always had a pact from the beginning, from the time of our courtship. So, so this is where, like, it was always there in both of us that we are never going to lie to anyone,
correct.
definitely not to our daughter. So from day one we have been talking about it, and now so she also talks openly about adoption. Now she's grown up, she's 7.5
Super.
now, and it was so I was so touched when the other day she was writing her general journal, and she's made some smiley, and I think I posted also. She's like this is my mother, and her job is to spread awareness about
Ah,
adoption. I like,
yeah,
who
I
told
saw
you
that.
this?
I saw
I
that.
mean, who told you this to write? Like, no one told me. This is what you are doing. You always keep saying this. I'm like, okay, something I felt really touched, and I felt okay. Somewhere it's going right. Maybe something I'm doing right. Probably till now I
Correct.
think. So I'm
For our
just keeping my
children are
fingers crossed
the
that
superheroes. We are the superheroes
yes,
for our
yes,
children. So that's very important
absolutely.
how we conduct ourselves and how we, take keep our behavior in front of them. So the
Right.
last thing I'm going to do next thing I'm going to do after the live is going to go and get that book of yours, Beyond Warm. So where can I buy the book from?
You can get it on Amazon. It's available on Amazon. You can just type Beyond Womb by Sahana, you write, and you will be able to find it. So, and I would really appreciate if whoever reads it, if they write a review, it will really help, because I launched it around 2 years back, and I wasn't really actively talking about the book and all, because I felt जिसको चाहिए होगा वो ले लेगा उसको ढूंढ
Correct.
लेगा I am not the kind of a person who will tell even in my YouTube videos, you will hardly find if I have told that subscribe my channel or like follow me and all those things. I hardly say. I said, if you have to find the God, you will go to that route. I don't have God doesn't have to tell, come find me, come find me. So this is also again my husband's version of this is how he explained me why I need not say this. I said सब लोग बोलते हैं YouTube channel में why you are stopping me to do this? He's like जरूरत नहीं है जिसको चाहिए होगा वो ढूंढेगा.
Bundega, correct. So I have two books on my list right now, on my hot list that I have to read them. One is Ria's Homecoming and the second is
That's
Beyond
a
Warm. These
that's
two
a
books I
gem.
have
That's
to
a
read.
gem of a book, Leena. You must read it. And I told Somadatta also, we read that book in a span of a week or 10 days probably. Because every day we were reading it. I was reading it to my children, and they were so happy. And I told Somadatta also, while reading, instead of here many places, I told Adya, and she didn't even react. Why you're taking my name? I somewhere felt they could connect to it. Gia's Homecoming is a gem of a book, and everyone must read it. Someone who doesn't know how to talk about adoption to others and especially to their children, they must read it. They can read this book to their children also. It's really beautiful.
Correct. So, what are your what is your message for the listeners? What for the followers that are following the page? What is your one message that you want to give?
First thing is, again, be prepared. Work on the preparation part before adoption. Talk to counselors, talk to more adoptive parents, understand the perspective, okay, and again speak to yourself first. How ready I am. That's number one.
Correct.
Second thing is, once you have registered, once you have come to this fraternity, join a community. Look for a
Correct.
community who is going to stay with you. Look for your cohort, because that is where you're going to get the support and the help for whatever you will need. And always keep one thing in mind. It's like it's a very spiritual thing, which I always feel and believe, that God has made everybody's life the way it is supposed to be. Okay,
Correct.
and so do not panic, or do not curse, do not regret if anything is happening in your life. That's what I always feel. Sometimes it happens that people like what to say, register, but they don't go ahead and adopt. It's okay.
Correct.
Sometimes you get a referral, it doesn't work out. It's okay, because everything is meant to happen in a pace. So be like pray for it, like be very spiritual, be calm, manifest something which you really want to happen when you have the conviction about it. So
Correct.
have patience and keep yourself in a
Wonderful.
emotional stable state and work on that. That's very important, because I know how it I won't take much time. Especially, I was very happy when Adya came, and I was at the best of my health and everything. Everything was good. But when my second child came, my body wasn't able to take it. When the body was not able to take it, it hit me hard emotionally as well. And I had my meltdown sessions, my breakdown sessions at that time. So it's always that,
Correct.
everything doesn't happen the way we plan, the way we think. And that's why working on oneself is very, very important. So,
Okay,
my
so
best
yeah,
wishes to all the prospective parents out there who are waiting. So, please do these things what I told you during the waiting period. That's important. That's something I always tell. And all the best to everyone out there. So, have a happy life. Stay blessed.
thank you so much for such a refreshing live session, Sana. It was so good talking to you. And I look forward to more topics to be discussed with you in future as
Sure,
well on
definitely.
live. So we will surely work out something else also along with this. Anyone has any questions for Sahana, uh, please put it in the comments. Else, we will end the live in 2 3 minutes.
Thank you,
So,
Bhagyam. Thank you
yeah,
so
thank
much.
you so much for your support. Yeah, like the kind of support
She
I'm
is the
getting after
torch
starting
bearer
this
for me.
page.
She's always comes and tells. Thank you so much, Bhagyam. Love you.
The kind of support people give when someone is spreading awareness, that is very important. I think these people are who drive us to do more good, and thank you everyone who is supporting Sahana, as well
Right.
as those who are supporting our page, Adoption Stories and Support India. Thanks a lot. So I think there are no questions. So okay, we will end the live here.
So,
Yeah.
bye. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Leena. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me
Thank
this
you,
evening.
Sahana. Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye. Thanks for your time.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.